In the spirit of respect, reciprocity, truth, and reconciliation, as immigrant settlers to Central Alberta, Ubuntu Mobilizing Central Alberta honors and acknowledges Treaty 7 and Treaty 6 regions. This area is the traditional territory of the Niitsitapi, the Siska, the Pikuni, the Kanai people, Stoney Nakoda, Cree, Saulteaux, and Métis people. Can you introduce yourself by telling us what is your name and what is your business?
Okay, my name is Chubby. I'm the owner of Chubby Jerk and Barbecue. I'm from Jamaica. I'm located downtown Red Deer on 50th Avenue. I specialize in doing Caribbean stuff, Caribbean food like jerk chicken, oxtail, curry goat, ackee and saltfish, you name it.
My name is Ahmed and my wife's name is Hannah Dani. My business name is Abyssinia Store. Actually, this business opened by my wife 5 years ago.
Hi, my name is Limana Smith. I'm a registered massage therapist here in Blackfold, Alberta. I own Lima Massage and Wellness. I just opened in November 11, 2021.
My name is Alex Narain, and I'm from South America. And I came here as a barber, and I'm working here as a barber since. So I work by myself. I own my own business. So I've been here 7 years.
My name is Mary. The name of my business is Chibu King African Markets. We're located in number 2-683850 Avenue, Red Deer, Alberta, north side of Red Deer actually.
Hello, I'm Ben Anderson, owner of Selnock Energy. We are a solar installation and technology company based out of Alberta.
What motivated you to open your business in Central Alberta?
I have 2 little ones, and with my second one going back to work for somebody wouldn't work with my schedule and having the freedom of being able to be a mom and do what I love, which is massage. And I feel like I had to choose like one or the other one. So I didn't want to choose, so I decided I was gonna start my own little business and I was gonna dive into it since I went to school for it and you learn how to do that. So I guess my children.
So it's number one, it's having my people in mind. And back before now, I used to go to Calgary, Edmonton to buy things from back home, and I also saw the struggles on people. They would come to me because I'm a person people, and sometimes I would give and give and give from the one that I have. Then I just had the thought of, starting up something to be able to help people feel at home while they are at home.
My motivations to start Selnock Energy was a few things. My family was kind of in a situation where I was basically the only one able to work, and I was always kind of interested in solar technology or green energy. So I took a course at McEwen and learned about alternative energies for home use, and I started doing installations, and that was kind of my big motivation, was just green energy and how we could bring it to Alberta.
As you know, 1% of the region maybe is the black people, so that motivates us to help the black people. They don't have whatever they want in this country, so that makes us motivated to bring African product there. We say, why don't we have this kind of store in Radio City, in Central Alberta? And my wife, she thought, due for 6 years ago and something like that. Finally, she started the other place there. After 2 years, she came here.
Like I got married and came here.
Okay.
So that's how I came to Alberta. So, and I like it here. So, and my business grew here. I get a lot of clients. So that's how I stick here. So.
Well, I live in Red Deer for the past 10 years, and I noticed there is no Caribbean stuff in Red Deer. So, and there's a lot of Caribbean, people in Red Deer, also African. It mixed, I'm a chef for a couple of years. I work on a cruise ship. I work in St. Lucia, Antigua. I work with the Sandals. I work at the Keg since I've been in Canada for a couple of years. So I said I would just try it,
What does it mean to you to be a successful Black business owner?
Successful Black business, to me, it's got a lot of meanings. It's a lot of things that Black community needs to overcome. So when I see a successful Black man, I know that he's worked very hard to get to the position that he is in our community, and I think it's very important that we acknowledge that and kind of support those people if they're having issues, or that you can bring business to that community. I think it's very important that we support each other.
Oh my God, that's a big question. For me, success look differently. Success for me means that I'm able to provide my children what they need and necessary to grow and be able to afford what I do, but also spread what I do with other people. So one day I would like to be like big and like be a reason somebody be like, oh, you're the reason my children feel better. Again, like that's my drive. But like for success, so like I just want to be able to like do what I love and at the same time keep what I love and afford my family, pay my bills, and if I do more and it grow from that, I'm excited to see what that takes me.
Well, it would look wonderful, for a Black man to, do business in Central Alberta and success, it will be wonderful.
When it comes to the minority, it's good because I'm a barber that I do specialize in certain cuts. So I think that's why I'm still successful, because of the trade I did, and there's not a lot of people here can do what I can do, so I guess I fall in the right place.
Being a successful business owner means a lot to me, in the sense that, like when you think of losing your business, what you have really worked so hard, because many a time, starting up a new business, you don't just focus on that business, you're still doing your other job, and to bring it up to a standard. So for me, I wouldn't like all those hard work to be a waste. So that being said, I really put a lot, like my 100% as much as possible, to make sure that I get my goals and targets.
What are some of the challenges you have faced as a Black business owner?
At first, I face a lot of challenges, but as I get there and people know me, I become more and more popular. Like people recommend me. Like this guy, he just get recommended to the first time here.
Yeah.
So I get people just telling people, and that's how I build my clientele. So at first it was hard, but as time goes, it gets easier. Yeah.
As a Black business owner, we have a lot of challenges here, that, because most of the Canadian people thought this product is not for Africans only, but we have Canadian product also here. So we have tried to announce with the different social media and something like that. So now it's better accept the COVID situation. That's good now.
Well, that's a hard one because I was lucky enough. I didn't face many challenges because I didn't have to go get a loan. But I faced some challenges like I moved to Canada 10 years ago. It's been 10 years since I lived here, so I started young. So I didn't know how to run a business, and I wanted to incorporate in my business, so I had to educate myself and learn. So like, as English is not my first language, that was my challenge, is to thrive and understand what people were saying. But I had a great family support. Like when I didn't understand something, I was like, I didn't understand, but they all encouraged me that whoever I go to, like if I went to the hairdresser and I didn't understand something, like not to be ashamed of it and just be like, you know what, I don't understand what you're explaining to me. Can you explain it again? And if they got frustrated, my sister called from home, she's like, you stay there until they help you because that's their job. And I think that was my challenge, is having the bravery and stand proud of myself and not just be dismissed because of my skin color and be like, okay, it's fine, I do it the hard way. I was like, no, because you would have helped somebody if they were white or something. So like, I try not to put it like that. So like, I guess overcoming my own challenges and myself, how people look at me, was a good way. That's what I needed to do for my business, obviously.
Well, since I'm downtown, they broke in a couple of times, which, you know, when I just opened, it wasn't like that. And then after, you know, the business was good before, and then after they broke in 3 times. So I'm wondering what's going on, and there's no place else they broke in. It's just my place. Yeah. So I said, so maybe something's wrong, you know.
The difficulties, like it's truly like being able to source the products, and of course, you know, when you're able to get them, they're so ridiculously expensive. They're not as cheap as we buy it from back home, or the things that, you know, we also buy here, like Canadian made. So when people check, okay, if you have to buy yam versus potatoes, like the difference is way, you know, huge. So that being said, it's a huge challenge. Sometimes people would settle for the less expensive, and then, you know, some of those products are also perishable, so they have certain time that they will stay and then they go bad. So if you don't sell it within a space of time, it goes bad and then you lose your money. So it's a huge challenge bringing the product and then being able to sell it at a reasonable price.
Some of the challenges that you'll face in business, just as you do anything in life, are staying motivated and staying on task. So it's very important that you kind of schedule your days out and accomplish one of those tasks per day, and that will make you check off everything on your way to your main goal. So it's very important that you try to accomplish one task per day.
What advice do you have for future young Black entrepreneur?
My advice is, don't sit back. You know, if people that have made it can do it, you can do it. Like, don't think there's anything impossible. Everything is possible if you put your mind to it, and if you work for it, and if you go for it.
My advice is, once you want something, you have to go get it. Like, you have to, putting that fear aside is really terrifying. Like, you overthink. I know myself, I do, like, I only speak about myself. So I find that I overthink a lot of stuff and I'm not sure if I could do it. But like, if you love it and you can be driven, like, go for what you want. Because like, a lot of people may say no, and you might hit a person that didn't like your technique or what you advertising them for it. But don't give up because one person say, I didn't like your massage, or I didn't like what you're selling me. I would say just, okay, thank you for the information, and like move on to the other one. I wouldn't say necessarily change what you do, who you are. Remember why you're doing it, because your technique is identifying you. Because I do massage differently and I love my technique. So when somebody doesn't like it, I'm like, thank you for your advice. I'm sorry. I would be happy to recommend you to somebody else. But I keep me because I want to be different and identify with my technique. So I always say, be brave and just go for it. Because like if you fail, it's okay. Like just try again. Because something I always learned is that something that you want and you need is not easy to get, and all the headache will be worth it. Because it's like your children. They give you a headache, but when you see them graduating on the school, you're like, I did that.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's a perfect answer.
For my young brothers and sisters out there, it's very important to find something that you really love and just dive in deep. Figure out the back end, the front end, everything that underneath every little interest that you could possibly have into the business that you're looking to start, and let that really drive and motivate you. And then you don't really need to have a sales or a business background. It can help, but everything that you'll learn in life kind of guides you to the position of being able to start something that you want to make money from. But it has to come from your motivations and things that really interest you.
Go for it. If you have a plan in life, go for it. Don't hesitate. You understand? It's only two things. You can be a failure or a successful. You understand? So you just go for it and try it.